Today another profile, and this time from the Ceremony Shadows, who answered my my call for the profile, in Deutsch ein Steckbrief. And before we had a German one and now an English one again. So that's who are the Ceremony Shadows, you might ask? We fit my oeuvre perfectly. You know, we're from Portland, Oregon, and he started it as a solo project, and it's Darkwave. Yeah, this is my kind of thing. I really love them. I feature them in my Spotify playlist and also in my show. So that's why I needed to dress up a little bit, because you will see them. We are also looking the part, and I love that. I'm a little bit lazy if it comes to that, to be honest. But well, Anyway, we introduce themselves because, the first question is like always. This is always the same for everyone. Can you please introduce yourself? Who are you and what kind of music are you doing? And here's the answer.
Hi, we're Ceremony Shadows. My name is Timo.
Hello, Jacob Jersey. And this is Anastasia Darkwater. And we make Ritual Darkwave.
Your band name is Ceremony Shadows. Very fitting for a Darkwave band, so I'm absolutely fine with it. But how did you come up with a band name? Because, I know today it's not that easy to come up with a cripping name, and yours is quite good. So how did you come up?
I came up with the name Ceremony Shadows when I started this as a solo project a couple of years ago. And I'm German, so a lot of English words don't carry as much visceral meaning as they would be for a native speaker. But the idea of a ceremony really spoke to me because a lot of music is incorporated into ceremonies and vice versa. And the idea of a shadow was really interesting to me because that's where light and darkness meet. And I think interesting things happen at the edges. So the combination of those two words just evoked an imagery in my mind that felt right for the kind of music I wanted to create.
And I could say so much about how it appeals to me, but one thing that is really strong is how it reflects to me the idea of Plato's allegory of the cave.
Yeah. I like shadows. And ceremony is my bag, baby.
Which bands and artists are your inspiration?
I'm really inspired by Kraftwerk, and the reason why is I think they were one of the first bands that really embodied the idea of a Gesamtkunstwerk, where they brought in graphic design, video, light, and created a whole package to get their art across. I thought it was really fantastic, and Ryoshi Ikeda is another artist who's really inspiring to me. I think what he does with extreme ends of light and darkness in terms of his visual presentation and his light show, combined with how that's reflected in his choice of frequencies in his music, I think is really, really inspirational to combine visuals and audio, and that's something I'm all about.
And for me, so currently my largest inspiration musically comes from these mixes that I found on SoundCloud by a DJ that I believe is from LA, named Tony X, and the mixes themselves are called Dark System, all one word, Tony X, Dark System.
I am largely inspired by metaphysical books and a bunch of woo-woo stuff, and dance floor downloads.
I know that this band started as a solo project. So how did you meet up and found the rest of the band members?
I've known these two for about a decade. Socially, we hang out in the same circles of creative people and musicians and the alternative music scene here in Portland. And I started to write ambient music a couple of years ago and had asked her to do some spoken word stuff for it. And before I knew it, the song was completely transformed into something beautiful. And that's when I thought, wow, if we could do more, that would be fantastic. And then Jacob came in the song after that, and again completely transformed the piece into something that I could have never come up with myself. So I'm incredibly lucky to have these collaborators.
Yay.
Yeah. Magic.
Yeah.
This question is always important, a little bit more important for me, because, you know, I have my Shellshocked Radio show and my Spotify playlist. Sorry, I need to smoke a little bit more. No, so I'm always interested if what you are listening to, you know, what is in your players right now.
I really love Pixel Grip and PVA. I think those are some of the most exciting bands that have come out lately that do really interesting, rhythmically interesting dance music combined with vocals that are almost spoken word at times, which means they need to be really thoughtful about the word placement and the cadence. So I think they're doing a great job with that. And I also like Schwefelgelb. That is an artist who can do techno in a very industrial way, in a really clever way. And I just really love that combination of rhythm and space and cleverness. And Gewalt is another German band I really like. I usually only listen to synth-based music, and Gewalt has only guitars and drum machines in it and vocals. And that is just refreshing because they're doing that in a way that feels really fresh to me.
Nice. So yeah, so Anastasia and I, we tend to go to a lot of live shows. Timo also goes to these live shows, but I think we tend to digest a lot of our current music, getting it live. A lot of awesome local bands that we see. Most currently, we saw
Plague, Porta Negra, and Physical Wash.
And then a
Sign,
few weeks,
and Devon Saturnus.
And I Speak Machine was
Machine.
really great. Yes.
Lots of good local. Well, I guess they're not. Some of them aren't local, but they're smaller, independent bands. I guess
Traveling
bands.
Come to a slightly more morbid question. With whom would you like to share the stage? Doesn't matter, dead or alive. Who would be, you know, who would you like to open for? Who would you like to be on a festival bill with or something? Please let me know.
I'll answer the sad part of the question, which is, what band would you have liked to play with that is possibly deceased? And that would be Fad Gadget for me at this point.
You or me? Me? I think we actually played, or we saw these two really awesome bands play. I think they're from LA, Dildox and Betray Every God. And I think that it would be a really awesome show to have all three of us playing. That would be amazing.
Cool. For me, it would be Sigur Ros. It's one of those bands that can make me cry, or will make me cry every single time I see them, and it's happened 4 times. And there's something about the music that really touches me, even though it's instrumental. And I would love to get to know them a little bit, and playing a set together, I think, would be a bucket list item for me.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been any funny story what happened in your band context as you were in the studio working on new material, or you know, as you were on the road, or, you know, some stage incidents? You know, I had once this. Okay, no. So, is there any funny story you want to share with the audience?
A funny mishap at a show. There was at the last song of one of our sets. I was between Jacob's legs, getting frisky, and then my ring got caught right in the crotch, and then it's like a little tentacle shape, so it gets stuck in the fishnets really easily. And I knew if I left my ring there, I was never going to see my ring again, and so I had to work it out of the tights as fast as possible.
You had no faith in my tights holding out.
No, so that was a little weird. Fingers stuck in your crotch.
That's a really funny life story. So my story is based in the studio. So when we record vocals, a lot of times you do a lot of takes for a variety of reasons, and I secretly record every single thing that happens. And because I know there will be like weird little bits of pieces in there that might be handy at a different time. And as a matter of fact, the first couple of vocals in our track resistance were sighs of frustration that Anastasia did, and they just really worked themselves into that track, and nobody would ever know that that was just a take that went south, and it ended up opening our most popular track.
Yay!
Yay, Timo, you fox.
What can we, the listeners and fans from you, expect from you in the year ahead? Please let us know.
So we're in the process of recording a full-length album that we want to get out there by the end of this year, and hopefully also make a video for the lead single. So that's something we're thinking about right now.
You can expect more music and video.